guys, welcome to Let's Argue One Piece, a series inspired by Anthony Fantano or Needle Drop's Let's Argue. Instead of music, it's for anime. Now, I've done this a couple times before, and it's been a long time, bro. Check this out. Let's Argue 4 years ago, Naruto edition. I did another Naruto edition, and I did like a general anime edition a year ago. Could Gojo defeat Goku? I don't even want to click on that video. That sounds like a bomb. Today, we are doing my first ever, since I'm now caught up on One Piece, Let's Argue. I am checking out every single comment dropped on my Patreon post. That's like one of the benefits of being on the Patreon, and there's 128 of them. So today, we're gonna get into people's hottest takes about One Piece, and myself and chat are either going to agree or disagree, okay? That being said, before we get into it, everybody behave, okay, bro? Like, there's a lot of people's throats people get to. It's not that serious. Like, come on, man. Let's just, let's have fun, you know, enjoy ourselves and, subscribe. Let's go. I'm not even joking. We're going through all of these. There are 128 comments. I don't know if some of these are responses to others, but we're gonna find out. Anyways, let's hop into it. First one from Kitty3545. Sanji post-timeskip has more character development than Zoro. I like both characters, but in terms of depth of character, Sanji takes the cake. I mean, I feel like this one's kind of just obvious. It's like, yes, but the real question is, Kitty, does that make Sanji a better character than Zoro? No. He definitely, yes, Sparta needed the character development post-timeskip, bro. I don't think it's a hot take either. So I feel like this is just leverage for Sanji fans to be like, yeah, but he's got more development. I think Zoro just didn't need as much. So I honestly don't think we even need to pull this one, to be honest. Next, I'm just gonna pull every single one, by the way, chat. Every single one from here on out. All right, next from Maureen. A lot of fans are complaining about Oda not killing any of the characters. For me, the story is good as it is, but what do you think? Disagree. The story is good. I'm not disagreeing with that, but I think like to say that more people shouldn't die is silly, bro. And there's so many situations I could point out where characters should have died. What's her name's dad in Skypiea literally got struck by God's fury, lightning, and just shook it off. Like it's not even close. More people should die. More people should 1,000,000% die. Hell, the Orochi and Kanjuro fake out like 3 times. They eventually died, but like you're so desperate to hang on to those characters. Even little stuff like Odin's dad, bro. Like it's just like, why are you here? You know what I mean? Odin's dad's entire purpose was just to show them where the poneglyph was, no? Was that his whole purpose of still being alive? I think it's one of the biggest flaws in One Piece. And it seems like chat kind of agrees that, yeah, no, definitely. I think it's definitely probably Oda's biggest weakness as a writer is not being able to like depart other characters. I dropped Game of Thrones because I got bored of characters dying. You people surprise me. Next, let's be honest, who's lining up to father children with Big Mommy? Can you even imagine it? Guys, I asked for your takes. Why are you raising your hand in the live stream? Everybody's typing ones. There's no poll. Guys, there's no poll. This isn't even a take. Why are you guys spamming ones? We're moving on. What is happening? Hot take, I can take King, Law, Zoro, and Shanks not in a fight. Stop typing ones! Chlorine Nation, that's me, LMAO. Chlorine, the Patreon post for hot takes is not your place to, I don't know, be horny! Next, let's get an actual good take or a hot take. Phantom Alex, not really a hot take, but Moria is the best villain ever. His parallels with Luffy is insane. Chat, okay, chat, listen. I'm not gonna start the poll yet, okay? I'm not gonna start the poll yet. Let's read it. No, everybody's typing 2 already. Let's read it and then see where he goes, okay? Ready? Moria's the best villain. His parallels with Luffy's insane. Personality just like yin and yang. Both want to be Pirate King, care deeply about their crewmates, true. Both super laid back and chill at times and get serious when their friends are hurt. Line delivery and face expression when talking about how the new world took everything from him, including his old crew, is one of the best in the story. He's basically a sad version of Luffy. Imagine everyone in Luffy's crew died, he would have been Moria in a twisted parallel world. Phantom Alex, you might be disagreed upon for this take, but I'm gonna be honest, it's not gonna be me disagreeing with you. I think Moria is a great villain. I think he has one of the best one-liners in the show, telling Luffy that this is your baptism as he's smashing him into the ground. He has one of the coolest forms in Shadow's Asgard. He has one of the coolest islands, one of the best vibes of an arc. It just barely gets better than that, bro. I agree. Let's see what the chat thinks. He didn't even say good villain, he said best ever. Oh, that's true. That's true. crew. Blackbeard might be a better villain. Blackbeard might be better, like barely. Let himself go equals best villain ever. Guys, it's literally like just so realistic about how life is, man. You get knocked down and sometimes you can't get back up, man. And all you have is your crew around you. All right, so yeah, everybody disagrees with Phantom or Alex. It's okay, bro. Don't let them silence the truth, man. Don't let them silence the truth. Gecko Moria is an amazing villain and these people just don't get it. Yeah, I do like him saying not really a hot take. That's gotta be rage bait, bro. That's gotta be rage bait. All right, next. From Ideal said Zoro is closer to Sanji than he is to Luffy. Not underrating or any agenda against my boy Zoro. That's just how strong Luffy is. And the monster trio is levels above the rest of the crew, even Jinbei and Robin / Frankie. Okay, I think the whole like monster trio levels above the rest of the crew is like a very cold take, no? Zoro is closer to Sanji than he is to Luffy. I don't think this is even a hot take. See, the thing about this chat, the more ones that these comments get, the worse of a take they are because they're not even hot. Because that means a large majority agree with you. Monster trio levels above the rest of the crew. I don't know about Jinbei. Jinbei is kind of built different, man. Like, I could unironically see Jinbei going toe-to-toe with Sanji. I don't think he could with Zoro, but I think he could go. I think he would match Sanji. I think Robin and Frankie get power crept really hard. But yeah, I don't think anybody's near Luffy anymore. Like, Luffy's like another level. Like, you don't see anybody else sparring with Kizaru, bro. Like, it's just not even gonna be close. Jinbei about to show that man the real all blue. The all blue is not Jinbei's butthole. We've been over this plenty of times. All right, well, cold take. Most of the chat agrees, so we move on. From Blackest Hippie, Zoro versus Sanji. Is Zoro winning extreme diff? Not low, mid, or even high extreme. I'm just gonna sit here and let chat vote real quick. I think it's like high diff. I don't know about extreme. I think Zoro would beat Sanji in a 1v1. Extreme is pretty aggressive. Like, that means Sanji doesn't even like get a single touch on Zoro, right? Extreme means it ends in like 5 seconds. I mean, Enma makes a difference, but like, what about Sanji's new like defense capabilities? You know what I mean? It's the opposite. Oh, extreme is really hard. Oh, extreme not. So low diff would mean it takes no effort. I would say it's high. Okay, Luffy versus category. Okay, extreme means barely won. Okay, I would say it's like high diff. This seems pretty split for the chat, but most agree still. I don't know, it's hard, bro. Cause like Sanji could be way stronger, but he'd be like selling his soul. You know what I mean? To the Germa agenda. I mean, hey bro, Zoro sold his soul to, I'm pretty sure, the Grim Reaper. Some people are just more about the grind than others, I guess. All right, next. From Lux64, Usopp is probably actually Blackbeard's kid, and Blackbeard stole his courage or something when he was a baby, and Usopp just filled in as Godfather or something. Okay, first off, bro, do not tell me Usopp looked more like Blackbeard than Usopp. His name is fucking Usopp. Just look at how Blackbeard looked in the Roger flashbacks and how Usopp looks on Bowen Islands when he was fat. They are almost identical. This is insane. This is fucking insane. Yeah, his name is Usopp, and he also has a long nose. Like, it's not even skin color. He also has a long nose. Oh my god, there's no way 7 people said agree. There's no way. This is not an agenda, chat. Just a stupid theory. He has his mother's nose. Oh wait, yeah, wait, is Usopp's nose long? I do remember Usopp's mom's nose was long. Oh my god, Usopp doesn't have a long nose. Holy, wait, I might be agreeing. Wait, Usopp D-Teach agenda? Oh my gosh. Look at how Blackbeard looked in the Roger flashbacks and how Usopp looked on Bowen Islands. Hang on, we're gonna get to the bottom of this. Blackbeard Roger flashback. It was when he was like standing there with his arms crossed, right? Why is it so hard to find this? Oh, okay, wait, this one isn't too bad. Usopp on Bowen Islands. Yeah, you might just be racist, bro. Okay, next. Holy, we got a yapper. Septic Llama. Pre-timeskip Vivi was not that great. The character was presented to have this deep connection to the crew almost immediately, and I just didn't see it. She was weak, and everything she tried to do straight up failed for most of the time we saw her. When she didn't join the crew, I felt nothing because I did not feel she was a good fit for the crew, and the fact that we instead got Nico Robin was such a blessing. She's a much better constructed character with a story that is compelling. She wants to protect her kingdom, but her actions are so dumb and weak, it makes me really hard to root for her. I don't know if Vivi slander is necessary, bro. The thing is, like, she was doing a lot. lot. Like, she wants to protect her kingdom, but her actions are so dumb and weak. Like, how do you call intervening and getting into the Baroque works and trying to like stop things from the inside and violent information from the inside as the literal princess as weak? That's an awful take, no? Now, I agree with you that I didn't really feel anything when she didn't join the crew, because I said from the get-go she needed to stay in Alabasta because Alabasta needed their princess. Like, for them to just save Alabasta and then the princess just dips, it would have looked really bad. But like dunking on her beyond that is just like, it feels so forced, bro. I know this will piss a lot of people off and I'm ready to take hits for this one. This is my take, and I've rewatched the show multiple times. I just can't get into her story. Post time skip, however, I do vibe with her. She feels a lot stronger as a character. Yeah, am I crazy? She hasn't like, she's done some, like all she's done post time skip was go to the Reverie and then let Walpole kidnap her, and now she's just chilling. Like, this seems so forced. No, this hate is so forced. Yeah, only 2 people agree. I think that's the biggest ratio of disagree yet. Congratulations, Septic Llama. You have the hottest take so far with a 2 to 34 vote. Chat, do you think by the end of this video we're gonna have a single take that has 0 agree? There's no way, right? Next. All right, Sim Stew. Ever since the time skip, most of the Straw Hats gone through some amount of flanderization, when a character's traits become simplified and exaggerated. I'm gonna make this a little bigger. All of Luffy's fights ending because he punched harder, had better Haki. Zoro's too dramatic and brooding all the time. Nami is way too sexualized. Usopp is still extremely cowardly. Sanji in the anime is extremely pathetic. Every time he shares a screen with a woman. Chopper's been reduced to a living plush doll, and they're both incredibly lame. Robin, ... Frankie isn't building a bridge out of rubble or staircase. Brook is asking to see 50% panties 50% of the time, and Jinbei ... Did bro, like, was he not able to come up with anything for Jinbei or Robin? Like, he just said Robin ... Jinbei ... I mean, I agree. I agree for the most part with a lot of stuff. Like, Brook, I think, besides him confronting Big Mom, has been actually, like, it's mostly his voice lines have actually been reduced to the panty line. I hate the panty line so much now. I'm so over it. I disagree with Chopper, bro. Chopper's done just as much post-time skip as he did pre-time skip. Bro, Chopper and Wano solved the entire virus and then bitch slapped Queen for it. Like, there's no way you just say he's a living plush doll. And yeah, it is true he only takes Kung Fu and Monster Point pretty much, but to like put down his actions beyond that, he's done so much. I think I can agree with Brook and Frankie. I think Brook and Frankie, mostly Frankie. Frankie just doesn't get to do anything, bro. Like, at least Brook got the like 1v1 Big Mom. Frankie just is kind of there most of the time, and it sucks because I love Frankie. So I agree with like 10% of this take. The other 90% is just like, actually Sanji. Yeah, I agree with Sanji too. I agree with Brook, Frankie, and Sanji. Yeah, I think Sanji just gets worse and worse as time goes on with the whole like melting around the woman. He used to be suave, man. He used to be so chill and cool. 6 to 22 vote. I disagree with it. I would vote disagree, to be honest. I would vote disagree. Next, Joey said the strength of the Admirals makes no sense. Outside of Garp, there are no sub-Admiral Navy soldiers remotely close to Admiral level, which why the new ones had to be selected through a draft. They were given overpowered devil fruits to add to their threat level, which worked early and made narrative sense. But now that Haki has become as prominent as how is it Kizaru with no passion or willpower, tanking Gear 5 attacks with ease, surely he shouldn't have the Haki to do that. So what's the overall take? That the Admirals make no sense? I think, okay, I'll start the poll. Here's the thing about this take. I disagree solely because I think the strength makes sense. I think Oda just wrote himself into the corner with the Admirals, considering the fact that Green Bull is an insane disappointment. Like, Green Bull lost to Morley. Green Bull like literally lost the 1v1 to Morley and Marie Joy. Like, the problem with the Admirals is Oda wrote them to be so strong that if he needs to replace them like he did with Kuzan or Akainu, he has to write another really strong character. And I think he did a really good job with Fujitora, considering Fujitora is strong but also rejects like the whole like government side of things. But Green Bull is just a loser, bro. So I think it makes sense. I think it's just I think Oda blew his whole load with how strong the original 3, Akainu, Aokiji, and Kizaru are. Those 3, it's like, how do you go up from there? So I disagree. It makes sense. It's just power creeps a bitch, bro. Most of chat disagree. 7 people agree. 24 disagree. Next, I already see this one and I'm already pissed. Crocodile is Luffy's mom unless proven otherwise. This is why I hate theory crafters. What do you mean unless proven otherwise? Your theory is not subject to being true unless it's proven. You can't say this is my theory unless proven otherwise because it hasn't been proven. So for you to say unless proven otherwise, that's saying that no matter what, you are deciding what's true, which is stupid. Tiago, look at yourself in a mirror. I see that you own one in your profile picture, and take a good long look and realize that you're not right about everything like you think. Okay, buddy? Have some self-respect and let information happen as it happens, okay? No way 28 people agree. Bro, I think it's a cute theory, right? It's whatever. I think it's just a boring theory. It's just like, okay. It's like, yeah, okay, if Crocodile's Luffy's mom, it's like, it feels so shoehorned as an idea. What would, chat, be honest with yourselves. What would the benefit of Crocodile being Luffy's mom have to the story? How would that even remotely make sense for Crocodile's character? That's the thing. You can never say croc milkers. There's literally no benefit to the story of Crocodile being Luffy's mom. There's actually no benefit whatsoever. It takes away everything that happened in Alabasta. It takes away a lot from Crocodile's character. It takes away everything, bro. It would be hot. I've gooned to Luffy's mom. Chat, are you guys just gooners? Like non-stop? Like, does it ever end? 28 people agree. Croc will be together with Dragon again. Maybe we just cancel this and I just go lay in the dark for 20 minutes. All right, next. I 100% disagree, especially with the way you worded that. From New Guy, I got another hot take. Armament and observation Haki shouldn't be a thing, but keep conquerors, or at least armament should not be a thing since it introduced a lot of plot holes in how devil fruits work. Like how Law's shambles won't work on Kaido and Big Mom due to their strong Haki when armament was explained to just be an armor that lets you touch Logia devil fruit users. And the answer as to how to counter Logia would be sea prism cuffs, bullets, weapons, and such. Then there is the natural counters like water for Crocodile, rubber for Enel, fire for Mr. 3, and so on. I don't think it introduced any plot holes though. I feel like a part of One Piece is the flexibility in fights and like what you can do. Endercraft said Haki is willpower. Yeah, isn't it like Kaido and Big Mom are so seasoned as fighters that their Haki is strong like solely because of willpower and soul power? Like it's not just like they trained up their armament and that's why they can't be moved. Oh my god, wait, it's actually 100% disagree. It's 0 to 39. This is the first one. Yo, New Guy, you might have, oh, there one person said agree. Okay, now you guys are just pushing one just to be contrarian. I feel like this is just making a problem out of nothing, no? I feel like this is thinking too hard about the One Piece power system when it was never meant to be thought about like that in the first place. Like, take this system to something more grounded in reality like Naruto. You know what I mean? Naruto, I feel like things are a lot more grounded and rooted in like a certain system. One Piece is pretty all over the place. I think it's honest about that. Disagree. Hard disagree, New Guy. Pause the music. How do you want me to read this, bro? How do you want me to possibly physically read this? Okay, chat, I'm gonna roll through this real quick on my own. I'm gonna pick the worst take and I'm gonna show you. Oh my god, wait, this is all one take. Oh my god, this is all one take, and it might be the worst take I've ever read in my life. Wait, I'm not even joking. This might be the worst take yet, and it's all one single take. This entire take boils down to Brook has one of the most overrated backstories in all of One Piece. A backstory has 3 necessary functions. 1, it recontextualizes the past, giving us new information on the past. 2, it is a standalone story with its own emotional beats, separate from the story at large. 3, it informs the character writing in the future. See, this is such a bad take that I almost want to read it just to understand how he got to this point. It recontextualizes the past but fails at the other 2 things. The emotional beats of it don't work without Laboon's backstory. That's just not true. Whoa. He says this and then just says secondly, like this made sense. How do the emotional beats of Brook's backstory not make sense when the emotional beats are his crew slowly dying around him? Oh my god, this is awful. I should ban you from the Patreon, like unironically. Robin's backstory informs literally all of her moves. Sanji's backstory are reasons he is self-sacrificing. What exactly is informed by Brook's backstory? That because he spends so much time alone, he has no concept of social boundaries? That's literally the only difference. The backstory doesn't have to impact how you act in the current day. Just because it does for some characters doesn't mean it does for every character. Oh my god. Oh my gosh. This might be the dumbest thing I've ever read. Dude, he's like also shoehorning in the whole like Brook being reduced to panty lines as a reason for his backstory being bad. Oh my, no, this has to be bait. right? See, like, this is one of those takes where it's so bad I can't even get mad at it. Because you know whenever you're arguing with someone, chat, and they're so stupid that there's quite literally nothing you can tell them to where they'll listen and understand? This is how I feel right now. This individual is so absurdly dumb that I don't think there's any possible, like, brainwave route that I can get to have it make sense why this is a stupid take. Also, a backstory does not have to inform the character writing in the future, or recontextualize the past, or have its own emotional beats. A backstory does not have any necessary functions besides showing what this character has been through. Why does a backstory have these like check boxes that it has to check for it to be a significant or good I'm not gonna get rage baited. This is probably the most obvious rage bait I've ever read, and I'm not gonna let it happen. Brook has the best backstory in the show, and it's not even close. It's not even close. Laws is not as good. It's good, it's not as good. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's awful. Oh, that makes, oh no, I choose peace. I want to be a stronger person. I have no enemies. This is all for fun. I'm having fun. Better backstory than Odin. Okay. Next, holy, let's please move on. Dylan said Gear 4 was always mid and Katakuri proved it. Looked cool at first, but Bounce Man's clunky movement and 10-minute cooldown made it unreliable. Every fight with Gear 4 required a reset or outside help. Katakuri didn't just match Gear 4, he outclassed it. Luffy won only by improving observation Haki. Snake Man was flashy, but Katakuri carried that fight emotionally and thematically. Gear 4 was a stepping stone, not a triumph. But I mean, he still beat Doflamingo with it. Like, yeah, he needed a rest, but he still beat him with it. Think about it this way. If Luffy never gets Gear 4, Doflamingo wins. Gear 4 was still the only reason Doflamingo went down, because it was the power necessary. I would almost hate if Gear 4 were OP. Also, it almost wouldn't make sense if Gear 4 were any stronger than it currently is, because Gear 4 matched a lot of Kaido's moves. Gear 4 needed to be the exact strength that it was so that Gear 5 could be the next step up. This seems so unnecessary to like talk about Gear 4. Okay, now Tank Man I'll say is unnecessary. Also, Gear 4 I like that Katakuri was stronger than Gear 4 too. I don't want Luffy to always just go to a fight, get a new gear, and then outclass the enemy. I think it's pretty much understood that Katakuri outclassed it. This isn't even a take, bro. This is what happened. I think Bounce Man is, now that'd be a hot take. Is Bounce Man fun to watch? I think it's the most fun form outside of Gear 5 to watch. I like the sound effects. I like the punchiness of it. I think base Gear 4 is cooler than Snake Man, but Gear 4 being mid is just silly. I think it's the perfect strength for how it works in the story, bro. 22 disagree, 9 agree. Chris's, I don't know if this is a hot take, but I believe Yamato should have joined the crew. I get why he stayed, but he was literally the reason for Luffy waiting the whole time. I agree. I think Yamato not joining the crew kind of wasted the character, but also it might have really messed with the power of the Straw Hats if Yamato was with them, because Yamato is really strong. I think Yamato as a character is kind of a fumble in that regard, because like the entire thing was like, I am Odin. I'm the new Odin. And then I'm coming with the Straw Hats. I'm going with you guys no matter what. And then we get there and it's just like, never mind. And it's like, okay. I think if Yamato, I honestly think Oda wasn't sure if he wanted Yamato to join the crew or not yet. So he put that as a plot point in. And then I think Oda changed his mind because it just genuinely doesn't really make sense. It actually just doesn't. I'm sold. Can I reverse my vote? But Yamato is going down Odin's path. Odin first explored Wano fully, then went out to sea. Right, but then why was it all like, I'm coming with you 100%. Yamato can't join. She knows the end of One Piece. With Yamato on the crew, it would have been even worse. Most of the characters don't have their moments anymore. There's no time, no place like for Frankie. Yeah, kind of true. I'm gonna say it like this. I don't think Yamato should have joined the crew, but I also don't think Oda should have written the character as being like, I want to join the crew. Because like someone said, the crew is so stuffed and there's so little time now for every character. That's just really hard to balance everything. I think it also would have really messed with the power dynamic and the power scaling of the Straw Hats if Yamato was also there, being a very strong character. 19 agree, 13 disagree. Middle of the road take. Hot take, the whole Klabauterman thing should have been expanded on and been shown with other crews like in the Roger and Whitebeard flashbacks. A pirate ship is as important as their Jolly Roger. I don't think this is a hot take, bro, no? I think this is a pretty lukewarm take. The whole like, this should have been expanded on is never a hot take because people will always take more details for things. You know what I mean? Like it's, people will always want more information because like, why would you not want to know more? So I lukewarm take to me. It's just asking for more info. It is what it is. From Avelia, hot take, I believe the new One Piece remake will ruin the show. Pacing is is abysmal, but I believe the One Piece has the highest of highs and lowest of lows. The wait is always worthwhile, and the One Piece will ruin the feeling of reward. I disagree. I disagree for this sole fact. I think the One Piece remake is going to be the best thing next to the live action for getting people into One Piece. Let's be straight with ourselves. Like, let's not beat around the bush. Let's not stroke each other's Johnsons. One Piece is too long, man. It is. It is my favorite show of all time. It is too long. The pacing gets abysmal, and it's not applicable for a regular person. It's just not. You have to love it to keep going, bro. The original One Piece will always be there. If someone likes the remake enough and they're like, I want more episodes and the pacing to slow down, they can always go to the original One Piece. But the One Piece remake will do so much good as a launch pad to get people into it. I think you're underestimating that. It's just like the live action. I never understood why people dunked on the live action, because the live action, whether you think it's corny or not, got so many people into One Piece, bro. 4 agree, 25 disagree. Terrible take. Absolutely awful. Think about the children. All right, I'm gonna read this one nice and slow. This is about to get violent. Eustace Captain Kidd is an idiot and has a massive ego. Although I do like Kidd and he's one of my favorite characters, it's hard to deny he's stupid. After Wano, his ego only skyrocketed because of his bounty increase. Kidd was a cool character and it will be sad to see him gone, but I think he made a big mistake because of ego. Here's what I'll say. I disagree. I don't think he's an idiot. I think he has a massive ego, and that's the reason I like his character. I'm not gonna beat on the bush. Of course he has an ego, bro. That's why he's a cool character. Bro does not care. He's kind of like, it's like, why does everybody prop up Crocodile for taking every 1v1 possible? Yet when Kidd does it, it's like, oh, that's ego. Why do people not call Croc ego too? He does the exact same thing. Kidd and his crew are significantly weaker than the Straw Hats. Kidd is stronger than every Straw Hat besides Luffy. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. Eustace wins a 1v1 with any Straw Hat outside of Luffy. He just does. And it's not even gonna be close. Low diff. 29 agree, 7 disagree. I think saying that Kidd has an ego, or saying that Kidd doesn't have an ego, is being ignorant, because he definitely does. But like I said, it's why he's a cool character, and it's why he'll be back one day to put Shanks in his place, because Shanks is a midly written character that serves no purpose outside of aura farming. Next. Trijam said, hot take, I think people are quick to blame Garp for not intervening, but anyone who's in the same position would find it difficult. Are we talking about Marineford? Usopp is utterly useless as a crew member. Oh, this is like a couple of takes. Usopp is utterly useless as a crew member. Usopp and Stampede is what we should be getting, but he brings the crew down significantly. Fish-Man Island and Horty Jones are one of the best written in the series. Okay, we can't really do a poll for this one because it's 3 takes. I will go one by one. Yeah, I think it's a cold take to say people are quick to blame Garp. Anybody would have been the same as him in that position. Hard agree. Usopp is utterly useless. Hard agree. Usopp is the weakest Straw Hat and is not even close. Frankie is barely on the screen and he's still a better Straw Hat. And then narratively speaking, yes, Fishman Island is one of the best written in the series. I don't know about Horty Jones, but I think Fishman Island as a whole is one of the best written in the series. You got some good takes, Trijim. Keep it up, buddy. Smacks you on the ass as long as you're 18. Yo, this is crazy. Yo, starting this one off like this is crazy. Ace deserved to die. Usopp, okay, chat, let's just do the poll based off this first sentence. Usopp and Chopper can go, they are useless. I really don't understand how people say Chopper's useless. He solved Queen's entire plan in Wano. Like, he actually just countered Queen's entire plan in Wano with the Ice Oni. I don't understand how you call Chopper useless. Luffy at Graph 5 makes him an unrelatable character because he was always destined for success because he's a god fruit instead of a dumbass gum fruit. I don't think Luffy was ever relatable because he stretches. One Piece pre-time skip is better than post-time skip. Post-time skip are just flashy. This is the coldest take I've ever seen. I swear people say pre-time skip is better and they think that they're like geniuses, bro. They no longer focus on the writing as characters, more like side characters. Now, I agree. Post-time skip writing is way weaker than pre-time skip in terms of the individual characters. But the overarching world, post-time skip is miles ahead of pre-time skip because all this stuff has been built up. Yeah, this is a lot of just awful takes back to back to back. I don't know if you like what I think. Yeah, I'm not even joking. Ace probably did deserve to, based on like falling for a Yo Daddy joke. Chopper is far beyond useless. Luffy, I think Gear 5 is like his character complete. I think it's perfect. And then this is just a cold take. I think post time skip, it's just all focused on the world building more than the individual character stories. Wouldn't consider this a hot take, but feats mean absolutely nothing. People always like to bring up how X character blocked an attack from a much stronger character. It's annoying when people only use this to play down characters they don't like. I wish Oda would throw in some panels of Chopper clashing with Kaido as a joke to see how people would spin it. I think feats means something, bro. I think Vista blocking Mihawk's blade means something. This sounds like a Mihawk fan that's just mad. I'm not gonna lie. I think feats are what you have to go off of in terms of how strong a character is. Now, when people use feats as a complete argument for how strong a character is, that's silly. But I think it gives us some insight and some outlook to agree. Yeah. Also, yeah, if Chopper clashed with Kaido, Chopper would get smacked into the ground because there wouldn't be a feat there. I don't get this. How are there 2 likes on this? Who liked this? Chat, get ready. Coldest take of all time incoming. Ready? Hot take, I think pre-timeskip better than post-timeskip every day. Sure, we got peak animation now, but so simple shonen now compared to before. How do you say that, man? Like, how do you see what's happening in Egghead and say simple shonen? I'll pull it. I think this is just the like worst take. I feel like it's so common too, and I don't get why. Why are both not good? Like both are equal for different reasons. Nostalgia merchants. Like I agree the Straw Hats had better character development too, but I'm gonna be honest, bro. Outside of like, most of them don't need more development. The Straw Hats were developed in pre-timeskip, and now we get to see said developed characters go through scenarios for how we know them. Why would we get some backstory for another like beat of Sanji's childhood when we already got that? I think Usopp needs character development, and I wish Brook and Frankie got more screen time, but that like it doesn't even remotely need to be the focus. Usopp needs death. That seems a little dramatic. To agree with you, Star. 2. Look at yourself in the mirror. One Piece is a biblical quality narrative and could be be used to teach people basic ethics and morality in lieu of traditional religious texts, with Luffy functioning as the messianic figure. When faced with a moral quandary, ask your local Straw Hat for the relevant chapter and page citations to when Luffy or his crew were in a similar situation. Yo guys, listen, I'm a One Piece fan, all right? This is fucking crazy. Guys, it's an anime. I think if you showed this to Oda, it would scare him. I'm not gonna lie. Why? Oh my God, what is my chat doing? What is happening? What is going on? It's tied. What the It's too funny to not agree. Yeah, but do you genuinely agree? I disagree. It's an anime. Typing 1 for funsies. Yo. Are any of you taking this seriously anymore, or am I the only one taking this seriously? Can we lock the fuck in right now? What do you mean for funsies? Oh my goodness. Praise Nika. Okay, we're moving on. Holy shit. My chat is schizophrenic. Oh, here we go. Sanji is better than or equal to Zoro, and I'm not even a big Sanji fan. Zoro has more attack damage, but Sanji is way faster and has better defense now. We know that Zoro cut Kaido, right? Like, we remember that? So this is implying that Sanji has better defenses than Kaido? Is that what this implies? Because that's just not true. Like, yeah, you're also saying Zoro's not a tank. Zoro's sword wouldn't do shit against Sanji's cyborg body. So you are saying Sanji has better defenses than Kaido. Sanji one-shots Zoro. That's not the way to take it. Well, think about it. He cut Kaido. So you're implying that he would not be able to cut Sanji. I think Zoro is stronger than Sanji. I don't think it's that far. Like, I think someone said earlier, like extreme diff. I think it's like high diff. Like, I think they're close, but I mean, Zoro literally has like the Grim Reaper that met up with him after he almost died. But chat, think about it. Does Sanji beat King? No. Does Zoro beat Queen? Probably. Yeah, I feel like whenever you say Sanji is way faster, you're implying that Zoro is slow. Sanji does not beat King, chat. Sanji does not beat King in a fight. There is no way. Can we just agree can we agree on this, chat? That anybody that says Zoro one-shot Sanji or that Sanji one-shot Zoro is actually just like a blind fan of one of the characters? Can we just agree on that? Walpole one-shots both of them. Get this guy out of here. Like, unironically ban that man. Okay. All right. Next. Oh, it's the same guy. From all straw hats heads, Nami power spiked the most, Usopp Chopper the least. Once again, I repeat to you that Chopper bitch slapped Queen, but Nami power spiked the most. Are we saying that Nami power spiked harder than Luffy? That's what this is implying, right? That ain't a bad take. You're saying that Nami power spiked harder than Luffy and Zoro and Sanji. Yes, my queen. She doesn't know you, George 14101. I think it's within the weak trio. Oh, between Nami, Usopp, and Chopper? Is that the weak trio? I think Chopper is still stronger than Nami and Usopp. I think Usopp is by far the weakest straw hat. It says all straw hats or straw heads. Your statement is confusing, Nest. Let's move on. Since my boy Usopp is getting dogged, I'm gonna stand up for him. He's always been labeled as the cow. This is a lot. Always been labeled as the coward and liar. Ends up being a great moment and almost completely overshadows 10 plus episodes. Dressrosa, he became a god. I think Oda is about to pull the fattest redemption character arc from near the end of the story. He always had an idea of where he wants his story to go since the very beginning. And a colored illustration for, wait, holy shit, wait. What is this about? I've never heard about this. In a colored illustration from 2006, the Straw Hats are playing cards seated around a table. In the illustration, we can see some cards showing scattered on the table. We see Robin's and Sanji's cards. Only one of Usopp's cards is visible. Face palming with his other hand, he holds a death card or a Joker portrayed as a skull with Sanji pointing at him. Long story short, I think Usopp is going to go out in a blaze of glory, honorably sacrificing himself, dying as a great warrior of the sea. Bro, I hope so. I'm not even joking. I don't dislike Usopp. I just think he's really poorly written and he just has had no development. I actually hope he dies at the end of One Piece. That shit would be so powerful. I just don't ever see Oda getting rid of a straw hat. I just don't see it, bro. Oda is too attached to straw hats and too attached to characters in general. I don't think he's brave enough. I hope he is. I hope he is, bro. I don't think Oda's brave enough to do it, but I agree, kind of. Trust me, bro. I'm rooting for Usopp. I just don't see it. I don't see the effort there, man. T-foil, Usopp should have stayed in Water 7. I do not agree with that. I don't think Usopp should have stayed in Water 7. I just wish he'd be developed more by now. No, I disagree. Chat, I hate the pop greens. Yeah, I just don't like that he shoots pop greens. I think those are just a reason for like him to not be a more violent character and just like one tap people in the face with a sniper bullet or like a rock or something. You know what I mean? The pop greens are like so he can AoE and not actually harm people. I miss Usopp hammer and Usopp rubber band. We've had a lot of Usopp takes back to back to back to back. We'll see where we go from here. All right, yeah, only 3 agree. Yeah, I don't think I agree with him staying in Water 7. Guys, I did not plan this out. There's just like 5 people dunking on Usopp in a row. Yeah, the only way to redeem himself is to die saving someone. Is this just like the large majority opinion of the One Piece community? Srandir says, hot take, Jack should play Jack when live action is caught up to Zoe. Hey bro, I wouldn't be opposed. I'm kind of built like Jack too. Like if you really think about it, I'm kind of built like him. I could be an elephant too. Look, I'm kind of built like Jack, right? Should I send that in as the audition tape? Built loser, built bitch, all bark. Bro, you're a $140 soaking wet. I don't like playing this card, but as someone who's trans, I second the Yamato's a woman hot take. You can't do it, man. You can't do it. I'm gonna be very quick about this, okay? I'll be very quick about this. I know there's someone else in here. Where is it? Oh, it's right here. I'm gonna hit these really quickly, okay? I'm gonna hit this very, very quickly, okay? It's gonna be like a 10-second explanation. Is Yamato a woman? Yes. Do I refer to Yamato as he? Yes, because literally every character does, and it's all about the fact that she wants to be Odin. So I say he because it's like, it's supposed to be like Odin incarnate. I don't think it's this deep. I don't care if you call Yamato he or she. I don't think it's that deep. I think it's literally just what you prefer and that's it. I don't think it's even worth bringing up because who cares? We all understand Yamato's character. She wants to be Odin and sees herself as Odin. So I say he because like I said, quite literally every character says he. So I'm just going with the characters. That's it. Anyways, onwards. That's all I'm touching on that because people get very sensitive. Like people were mad that I said he, people were mad that I say she. I really don't care. I don't think it's that deep. Hot take, kid ain't even mid. True. This guy just said Arcane is mid, which first of all is an awful take. Second off, I think you're in the wrong fucking building, buddy. Arcane is awesome. I'm not even pulling this one because I know the truth. Hasten just called Yamato bro to not upset anyone. I can 100% picture that, bro. That's the thing that makes me sad because I really like Yamato's character. So the fact that people like argue over it, just like, it's so annoying, man. It's not that deep. Like, just say whatever you want. Call her whatever you want to call her or him. What is this hate boner for Usopp? Deserved? I don't know what you want me to say to that. Log. Oda is great at what he does, but he often struggles to make female characters as strong in combat as they should be in their respective situations. And that's the main reason why Tashigi isn't as compelling as she could be. It would be more interesting if she actually matched Zoro. The fact that women on opposite sides nearly always fight each other doesn't help. And what about Big Mom? He's cooking. Boa's really strong. Khalifa's really strong. I think the matchups, yes. Like how Nami had to fight Khalifa. I think Tashigi's a bad example because Tashigi has like 1% screen time. I wish Tashigi were in the story more, but she's not. I would say Oda's strong suit is definitely not writing women, but I don't think he struggles to make them strong in combat. I mean, Nami utilized like the weather elements to like stop Big Mom for a bit as they were booking it through the forest on Whole Cake. I also think there just aren't nearly as many female characters as there are male characters. There's not as many examples to pull from. Yeah, I wish Tashigi were in the story more too. But hey, what can you do, bro? Crocodile fought Luffy, so this is wrong. Crocodile is a man! Until we find out otherwise, Crocodile is a fucking man, all right? This is where I'll stand. You're not allowed to call Crocodile she. You know what? I don't give a fuck what you call Yamato. You are not calling Crocodile she. Next take. Harlock said, hot take during Whole Cake. I was looking forward to seeing Sanji and Pudding's moments more than the battle between Luffy and Katakuri. Just say you're a softie, man. They were good moments, but Luffy versus Katakuri was peak, no? That's kind of a bad take. I don't think I'm even like a shonen like fight Andy. I liked the Sanji Pudding moments, but be honest, bro, it got really old. The whole Pudding going, I love you, Sanji, and like, I'm gonna kill you, Sanji. I love you, Sanji. I'm gonna kill you, Sanji. That got so old. There's no way you're saying those moments were better than Luffy fighting Katakuri, right? Just say you're a softie, says the man that cried when Pudding took Sanji's memory. I don't know what you're talking about, to be honest. I didn't even cry at that episode. Oh, let's move on. New guy, how many takes do you have? Foxy with low diff Kizaru. If he actually locked in. What do you mean locked in? Foxy for Straw Hat? He could probably body everyone. Now, bro, I agree. Foxy's double fruit is really strong. Bro is not getting close to low diffing Kizaru if he locked in. I think if someone that's much smarter than Foxy had his devil fruit, they'd be very formidable. Like, don't let Blackbeard's crew find out about it. They're gonna yoink that shit. But Foxy himself is not doing anything, man. He's not. The only reason he hit Luffy with the beams so often is because Luffy's an idiot and just like tanked him and just didn't really care, didn't really think about it. How is this so close? How is this like 50-50? Oda told us in a live action that Crocodile was a woman. Source, I made that shit up. Like, what are you talking about? Where's your source? You're actually just lying in my live chat. Kizaru worst admiral after Green Bull. Oh, you're so unserious, bro. Kizaru is a bum. Are we really serious? It's actually 50-50 that Foxy low diffs Kizaru if he locks in. Whatever the hell that means. Oh my god, it's a disaster. Shanks is evil. This is not a hot take. Shanks is a loser and evil. Next, Usopp will become the strongest character. Probably not. Like physically? No, that doesn't make any sense. Even coping, that doesn't make sense. Cryptic, hot take. Admiral's better than Yonko in terms of strength. Oh, this could actually be an interesting one. Hang on, I gotta like think about this. Admiral's stronger than Yonko in terms of strength. Like current versus current. So Luffy, Shanks, Blackbeard, I'm gonna put Buggy in like fucking lowercase, bro. Versus all just current. So Green Bull, fucking didn't Fujitora quit at this point? Dude, they really just can't hold that position. We'll say Fujitora. And Kizaru, dude, we'll even throw a Kainu in there and I think it still doesn't matter. Fuji didn't quit? All right, I won't throw a Kainu in there. Chat, again, I am probably the biggest Shanks hater, but doesn't Shanks like kind of stomp all of them like on his own? Green Bull is like, I'm pretty sure Green Bull literally loses to Buggy. I don't think this is even close. I think the Admirals get absolutely cooked. And I'm not even a Shanks fan. My goat Green Bull is clapping Shanks. Did you watch? Wait, I'm sorry. Did you watch the anime? This has happened already. This has already happened. What do you mean would? Okay, one person agrees, 20 disagree. That's a crazy take. Post-time skip Zoro is the most boring / worst Straw Hat. His whole shtick is being stoic and that's it. Why does every character have to have like this insane momentum shift when their character is already developed? Zoro has been developed since like the beginning, basically. It's just about the experiences that he builds as a Straw Hat. His entire thing is being the rock of the crew and being like the one that won't shift. He doesn't need to be changed. He's also still a big brother to Chopper. Yeah, pre-timeskip, he was at his best when he acted like a big brother to Chopper. Like, just because we don't get those little moments anymore doesn't mean he's changed. And why does Usopp need to be changed? Because he's nowhere near his goal. Zoro has very obviously gotten a lot stronger as the show has gone on. Usopp has not gotten even remotely braver. Not even close. He was a better character pre-timeskip. He is brave. What do you mean? Yo, we're not pivoting back to Usopp. Yo, Usopp fans, I know you're absolutely starving for someone to agree with you. I know you are. Trust me, I feel bad for you guys. But you're not gonna find it here. You're not. He's not brave. He's a pussy-ass bitch. He's the least developed character in the show, and it's not even close. Holy fuck my life. Hot take, Charlos is better than Shanks. This guy's just racist. Rico, you need to watch yourself, buddy. Kaido Garp, Robin is a fraud post-time skip. What does that mean? What does that even mean? What do you mean fraud? Don't start crying. Or do I look like I'm close to crying? Like, actually, be honest with yourself. Oh my God, I'm gonna snap. Oh my God, I'm gonna snap. Jack, do you equate developed to strong / brave?
Please rewind the live stream 15 seconds to what I just said. Please. 15 seconds is all it takes.
No, Robin is not a fraud. That is so stupid. What does that even mean? Like, genuinely, what does that mean? Kaido is still stronger than Gear 5 Luffy. I think the argument here is that Kaido had already fought the gauntlet of the Akazaya 9, was holding up Wano, and was drunk. But on the flip side of things, Gear 5 Luffy, it was literally his first time using it. Bro could have gotten way stronger if he had experience. So I think it evens out. I think there are situations where Kaido beats Gear 5 Luffy, but he didn't, so he's not stronger. We already watched it play out. It has already played out. Also, yeah, Gear 5 Luffy has a literal timer to his existence, like being able to fight till he turns old. So, yeah, I actually kind of agree. I kind of agree, Mike. Not even gonna lie to you. This is pretty split too. This is a pretty split one. I like the take, bro, but it's not very hot. I feel like I hear that a lot. Hot take is that Zoro is okay, we've already been over this. Hot take, Garp is past his prime. What? Luffy's getting into his prime, Dragon's in his prime. What is hot? I feel like Garp being past his prime is his entire character. Doesn't he literally say that? Doesn't he literally say I'm past my prime? I'm not even gonna read this next one, but should probably ban this guy from the Patreon. This is concerning. I don't know this hot take, but I think Shanks and Garp are 99% dying soon in the story for plot progression. For example, Blackbeard will most likely kill both of them. Blackbeard will kill Shanks. Chad, do we think Blackbeard's gonna kill Shanks? I don't know. I'm gonna be honest. I just want Shanks' character to have any kind of purpose. Like, I'm starving. I'm on my hands and knees begging for some kind of purpose, and I have not got one. I hope Shanks fights Blackbeard, because I think that would be an absolutely banger fucking fight. It would probably happen off screen. 7 agree, 11 disagree. 7 people think Blackbeard will kill Shanks. Okay. This is not a hot take. Sabo better than Ace. That is not a hot take. I'm gonna be honest. Chat, agree or disagree? I think this is very cold. I think a very large majority of people prefer Sabo as a character. I do not get Ace stands. I think Ace was a fine character. What do you think will be Luffy's final fight in One Piece? Blackbeard, Shanks, or Emu? Blackbeard. Blackbeard is very clearly the epitome of the counter to Luffy. He's literally the evil version of Luffy. I think Emu will have a place with Shanks and with the Navy and with Kobe, but I think Blackbeard and Luffy is the destined like final fight. So I genuinely can't even like comprehend how Gear 5 would interact with like Blackbeard's like everything. Like, imagine Gear 5 doesn't interact with, or like isn't disabled by Blackbeard's fruit, and then Luffy like pulls Blackbeard into like the darkness of his devil fruit, and they fight in there in like this dimension where Blackbeard has sucked everything in. Oh, Ooh, come back and clip this when the final chapter of One Piece comes out and that happens. And then they make out. That's okay. 14 agree that Sabo's better than Ace. That's less than I thought. Being a Shanks fan is lame. True. Hot take. Garp is a coward and contradicts everything that we've been told about the D clan. These are supposed to be enemies of the gods, but Garp serves the military. He shouldn't be a conqueror, a D, or in the monkey family. Yes or no, chat? I don't know. I kind of see where you're coming from. I mean, then you would be calling, I guess Kobe doesn't have the will of D. I don't think he's a coward. I think he just wants a safe life for his family, and he's like a good Marine. Yeah, he also doesn't really comply or serve obediently too. Yeah, that's true. But at the same time, he still works for the whole organization. But the thing is, like, everything we've been told about the D clan, like, he doesn't really directly serve celestial dragons. Like, is he a part of the organization that serves it? Yes. But like, we still don't even know the exact details of the will of D. So I feel like it's too early to even say that. He also fought with Roger, which would be like the highest crime for a Navy man. All right, yeah, very heavily disagreed. Good hot take, bro. Where are we at here in terms of progress? Oh, wait, are we almost done? Oh my God, there's so many. Oh wait, we're not that far. Whole Cake Island is a way better arc than Wano. Better world building, better character development, amazing story, and use of interconnected themes, better music. Wano was good, but had twice the number of episodes and characters that it should have had. I think both are kind of peak. I can kind of see where you're coming from, but world building, bro? Dude, the history with the Akazai and Nine and Odin and the connection to Whitebeard and Roger is like, that's so severely understated here. No, I think Wano's a 10 out of 10. I think Whole Cake's like a 9.9 out of 10. Oh, this is very heavily disagreed. I'm gonna be honest, I thought more people felt this way. I feel like people either really like Wano or really don't. Better pacing, Wedding Cake is still giving me trauma. That's also the thing I don't understand. I don't think the pacing in Wano is bad. Besides the couple of Ice Oni episodes, it doesn't really drag anywhere. It's just a lot of stuff to introduce. You got kind of cooked here, Tony. Good take though, bro. Yeah, I guess the sumo in Wano, that's true. That's true. The sumo in Wano is pretty bad. The ladies that Sanji trained with during his time skip power creeps most of the Naruto shinobi. Bro, like Shikamaru's shadows? Like every Naruto, like, you talking about the class or just like regular shit? Oh my God, everyone's agreeing. This sounds like Canadian Schnitzel just hates Naruto, dog. This is the most random ass comparison I have ever seen in my life, bro. Ever. Everybody agrees. It's a Naruto power scale. I don't think I agree, bro. I think you're really severely understating how strong the Naruto shinobi are, bro. Like, actually. I feel like this guy just hasn't watched Naruto in a long time. Evan, Fish-Man Island is narratively one of the best written arcs in One Piece for its portrayal of real life themes, but it simply struggles in other ways that makes people misunderstand the meaning of it. I wasn't a fan until I started Murphy Napier's review of the arc. I didn't realize how well it actually conveys real life racism issues and characters draw very similar resemblances to real life historical figures. If you guys know me, I 1,000,000,000% agree with this take. No one misunderstands the theme, it's in your face. I think when he says misunderstands, it's very specifically the whole thing with Hody Jones not actually caring about the whole like fish human thing. You know what I mean? I think that moment in specific is very misunderstood. And like, also people always go directly to, there's no villain in Fish-Man Island. The true villain of Fish-Man Island is racism and Noah as a ship. Does the whole chat agree? Have I converted you guys? Wait. Who's stronger, Schnitzel from Chowder or Gear 5 Luffy? Power skills, high intelligence, high strength, cooking skills, physical toughness, fourth wall awareness. I think Gear 5 Luffy still wins, bro. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. All right, wow. I think I actually converted the chat on Fish-Man Island. That makes me really happy. Enel is the biggest fraud in One Piece. Yes, more than Fraud Hawk and Ace. Bro got bodied by pre-timeskip, pre-gear, pre-Haki, pre-everything Luffy. I mean, he just got unlucky, no? People have genuinely said he's Admiral level. I would say Enel's Admiral level. And it's literally just because Luffy is rubber. There's not a single other person that beats him up there besides Luffy. Like, bro, that's like saying, okay, picture this. Like a level 100 Geodude. Or no. A level 1000 Geodude loses to like a level 10 Squirtle. It's like, yeah, of course, bro. Of course he does. It's absurdly weak to it. You know what I mean? I disagree. Enel is not a fraud. The only reason I call Mihawk a fraud is we've like never see him do anything. I guess we didn't see Enel do that much, but Enel's not presented as a warlord. He's literally just up in the sky doing his own thing. Pagaya beats Enel. No, that's just Oda's lack of being able to let go of characters. No, Pagaya does not show enough. Okay, you rage baiting? We're almost done. I can make it without being rage baited a little bit more. Hot take, Akainu is a fraud. He got washed by stage 4 cancer Whitebeard. Kizaru better than Akainu, aka Chair Boy. Do I think Kizaru is stronger than Akainu? Yes. Do I think he's a fraud? No. I think power creep is just a bitch. Also, Whitebeard's name is still just the world's strongest man. Him being old and having cancer has nothing to do with it. Akainu is not as strong as Whitebeard and not as strong as Kizaru. Is he a fraud? No, he's still stupidly strong. He's not as strong as people think, though, I don't think. And bro, think about it. He rained like giant lava hounds down from the sky. You know what I mean? Most disagree here. I disagree as well. Wait, Vegapunk is evil? I feel like we've gone over most, like Wano has horrible writing. In cover issue number 29.4, Usopp is seen giving Zoro a hand job. That means his armament Haki is powerful enough to hurt Zoro. Hot take, giants are overrated. They're basically oversized fodder, always getting one-shotted / embarrassed. All Dory and Broggy feats should upscale Mr. 3. I mean, bro, but like, I feel like, yeah, kind of, but like, I feel like they haven't had that big of a part. The true power we've seen of giants is Okoku sovereignty. Like, that is like, I feel like is like a tease of the possibility of what giants can do. Should they have done more by now? Maybe, but I don't think that always getting one-shotted embarrassed seems dramatic. Why did you ask for a link to the Usopp hand job thing? It's not real. This one seems pretty split between the chat. You know what giants were wasted, chat? What were their names on Punk Hazard? The Yeti Cool brothers, bro. They were so sick, cool, mind you, and then just like didn't do anything. Did they die? Are they alive still? Bro, what do you mean Haruden is weak? Haruden has one of the coolest fights in Dressrosa. Are you high? No, I disagree. Kobe's character is kind of trash. Chat, how do we feel about Kobe's character? Trash, agree or disagree? I don't think it's trash. I think I wish there was more time with him. Like, he finally got his moment in Full LED. I just wish there were more times where you check in on like what he's doing. That's what it boils down to a lot. It's the same thing with Shanks, same thing with Mihawk, same thing with Akainu. That's why people say Akainu is worthless, because we never actually see what they're doing half the time. And the only time we do see what they're doing, it has directly to do most of the time with what like Luffy's doing. I think his character's trash though. It's very obvious that's just setting him up to be the next Garp. So I think it's a kind of predictable character. It's just not that much to him. I think trash is dramatic. I think it's definitely weaker though. So I kind of agree, low key. Fish-Man Island was the worst arc in One Piece. It's okay to be wrong. Hot take, after Luffy beat Katakuri, Whole Cake got really boring. Yeah, I think I saw this. What the fuck? Hang on. One Piece, Whole Cake. So Luffy beats Katakuri here. There's like 7 episodes. What do you mean? What? Why is your headband uneven? You know, dealing with babysitting chat will do that to me. I think Box, I think your brain is just absolutely cooked. You need to see a doctor and uninstall TikTok immediately off your phone. Pick up a book. Hot take, I didn't really like the raid in Wano. I stopped watching the anime because of the pacing. I struggle with the anime still. I just don't think the pacing in Wano is that bad. I think people shit on Momo too much for being a crybaby. Luffy was a big crybaby too when he was young. Bro, Levin, I'm gonna level with you, dog. That is not why people shit on Momo. People shit on Momo because he's horny and it's weird. That's the reason. Nobody cares that he's a crybaby. Everybody understands that he's a crybaby. I would be too. Any kid that deals with what he deals with would be as well. That's not, you're like straw manning why people don't like Momo. I think Momo's fine now. He definitely got better as Wano went on. But bro, before that, before you knew everything, like his entire character was just jumping into Nami's boobs and like looking happy. It was weird, bro. It was weird. I don't ever see anyone being like, bro, why is Momo crying? What? Why is he actually crying? Oh my God, we're almost there, chat. The last one is just hot take. I think Jack should do a feet cam. Add a hand cam to it. That was fun. We're never doing this again. Stop typing ones!